Most major Western luxury brands now have a physical presence in China and also sell their products there online. Supply chain issues made international sales more difficult during COVID, but now that global trade is picking up, e-commerce companies are trying to expand into new markets.
There's a growing interest in China, particularly amongst the younger generation, to be able to buy the smaller boutique European brands directly online. Now, China's e-commerce industry is looking for ways to make this happen.
The annual China-Europe Cross-Border E-Commerce Forum is taking place this week in Britain's second city, Manchester. Among the participants is Miles Barclay, whose startup will provide a range of smaller prestige retailers, including several of the famous men's outfitters in London's Savile Row, with an online presence in China.
What you're seeing with Gen Z is a massive interest to connect with new brands, more experimental, and I think in that case luxury is more personal to them. They're looking to connect with brands who have values that really speak to them personally, rather than the traditional status symbols that maybe their parents' generation were. And this change in consumer behavior and demographic is really what we're trying to tap into.
Barclay has signed a contract with China's giant logistics and online shopping portal JD, a one-stop shop providing everything from the online marketplace to getting the goods from the UK to China.
They open a shop in JD. We call it JD Global Purchase. It's a platform especially for import products from outside of China. So they open a shop there, and then what we are doing is we help them to consolidate all the products here in UK, and by air freight we transport them back to China.
Chinese manufacturers are also looking to sell directly to online customers in Europe. Yodel is a UK parcel delivery company with about 15% of its business coming from imports from China.
It's an important challenge with our Chinese importers to try and get deliveries into out-of-home locations, not just to consumers' home. And by out-of-home, I'm talking about pick-up and drop-off locations or lockers. So we need to work now with the Chinese retailers to be able to have that as an option.
The main theme of this week's Europe-China e-commerce forum is on improving logistics post-pandemic, with major players from both Europe and China working together to explore industry developments and innovation. Michael Voss, CGTN, Manchester.